Yeah, fuck it.
Just do whatever you want, man. Nobody gives a fuck anyway.
Yeah. It's my show. Who cares?
Hi, this is Don Matteo, and you are listening to the Ought to Know Better podcast. Let's do this.
You look like fucking Brolin, you're a Leeds hating bastard.
Look like some sort of fucking weird floating head. No.
You utensil player a bit, innit?
I mean, I feel a bit right, dickhead.
Nothing spectacular, really.
Good evening and welcome to the Ought to Know Better podcast, season 4, episode 16. I'm your host, Smarty, and I'm joined by the wonderful regulars Luke and Jay, and this evening's special guest, Mr. LUFC Stats, Andrew Dalton. How are we, chaps?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. I thought we'd banned this guy from coming on. You know, what's all this about?
He's come back to us. He's a special edition.
I'm only joking, mate. I'm
We
only
should have
joking.
like a special badge.
We
Get him a special badge. VIP, member number
One
one.
that says
How you
special.
doing? How you doing, Stats? You all right, mate?
Yeah, not bad. Had a nice week break from football for a couple of weeks. Thankfully, it's the last international break till March, and off we go again on Friday night at the New York Stadium.
Absolutely. And we're all looking forward to it because I hate, personally, international football. I think it's absolute shite. Luke, how are you doing, mate?
Fine, mate. Yeah, not too bad at all,
Surviving?
mate.
You alive?
Yeah, just about. Looking forward to to football coming back because I don't have much time for international football unless it's a big
Because
tournament.
football is life.
I appreciate they've got to get there and that, but I mean, I didn't really enjoy it. I watched them, didn't really enjoy it.
Bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's bollocks. I mean, I don't
When
know
you
about
see
you,
when you
lads,
see
but
France winning 14-0 against
Oh.
a side, and then we struggle with fucking North Macedonia.
Shocking, isn't it?
It's because they had Alioski.
Yeah.
And I mean, I suppose
amazing
the
what
international
proper
stuff
left back will
were like a nice break in between having to being subjected to Jesse Marsh ball and everything else that we had to, go through last year. But now it's just back to being, this is shit. We like what we see on the Ellen Road and what Fark's doing with us. But internationals, fuck it, we don't care. We don't obviously have a game to cover because of the international break. So the reason why we've got Mr. Stats on specifically for this episode is because it was a certain person's birthday last week, wasn't it, Andrew?
Yes, not mine. The great Howard Wilkinson, who was 80 last Monday, and obviously to this day still is the last English manager to win the top flight and did special things at Leeds United from when he took over on October the 10th, 1988 to the day he was sacked after a 4-0 defeat to Manchester United. That 8.5-year period, I think, will go down in history at Ellen Road, really.
It will certainly go down in history. Is Bielsa the second, well, after Wilco, should I say, the longest manager to be in office, I suppose, if you want to put it one way, since Wilco?
If you kind of do it by games, you've got Howard Wilkinson, who took charge of 412 games. David O'Leary did 203. Simon Grayson did 169, unbelievably. And then you've got Bielsa, who did 170. So he's fourth down that list at the moment.
Why is he fourth in the list?
Yes.
Oh, well.
170 is more than 169.
Sorry, third.
Oh, it's
Been a long day, Luke.
I didn't
Testing
count.
me.
Hey, he looks at his Weetabix today, and he's.
I don't bloody miss a trick, me. Wait while Smarty starts stuttering in a bit.
Aye. Thanks for coming on, Stats, and obviously introducing that and stuff. I don't know whether you guys have got any specific memories or anything that you'd particularly like to talk about.
The last English manager to win the top league, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Is that right, Stats?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Last English manager to win, and that's crazy because we were talking 30 years ago nearly.
Well, I know obviously you've had the likes of Kenny Dalglish and Alex Ferguson, British manager-wise, that have won the top flight, but English manager-wise, he still remains the last one. And what he did to take a team from 21st in the second division when he took over, as it was the old second division then, to champions of England in 3.5 years was quite remarkable. And it's an achievement to me that, look, I know Leicester did something very similar, but not that depth back in 2014 to 16 when Nigel Pearson was manager. But when Wilco came in, Leeds were a mess. And to win promotion in your first full season was fantastic. Finished fourth in 1990-91 was unbelievable. And then to win the league in 91-2 was fantastic, really.
A hell of a time to be a Leeds fan as well, eh?
My memories are vague from that point because my memory doesn't work very well anyway. But trying to think back to when I was a kid is difficult. But my first game was when we beat Scum Christmas Eve at Elland Road. So that's
2-1,
obviously
Gary McAllister penalty.
That's
it
the
was
one.
2-1. It was 2-1. So that's obviously one of my favourite Leeds memories. It's my first Leeds memory, my first proper one.
That's always been a bit of a badge of honour, hasn't it? Obviously, being the only team to ever play on a Christmas Eve. But they're actually doing it this season, aren't they? There's another one. I can't remember who it's with.
It's probably for the Saudis.
I think it's Chelsea that are playing on Christmas Eve off the top of my head. I think. They're playing Wolves at Molineux.
Yeah, I thought it was Wolves. Yeah,
which is a shame. If that's a draw, Leeds can still remain the only team to win a Premier League game on Christmas Eve. We hope.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I know. I mean, if it was Scum versus Arsenal or something a bit tasty, then fine. But Wolves versus Chelsea, I mean, Christ.
Yeah. Why is it on that day? Is it just for TV or what? Is it?
Well, of course it will be.
Yeah, TV. I don't quite understand it, but unfortunately, in this day and age, we live in a society where TV decides football, unfortunately.
Yet you can't watch a game at 3:00.
Yeah, there's no thoughts to supporters. Like when Leeds went to Southampton early in the season for a 12:30 kickoff, you getting up at the crack of dawn. There's just no, it is what it is, and it's not like it was 30 years ago when you'd get 9 games kicking off at 3:00 in the top league and one on a Super Sunday, one on a Monday Night Football. But we live in a different age, unfortunately.
Very, very, very different. Very different.
Yeah.
Go on, Luke. Were you going to say something?
No. I was just going to say, like, it leads nicely on to briefly, and I don't want to go into it too much, but talking about fans and sport, the thought about Elland Road.
What about expanding it and making it a much nicer place to be?
No, the fact it needs that before they start, and a little bit of infrastructure around it to before they even think about hosting anything like a Magic Weekend, for instance.
Yeah, definitely.
At least we don't have a song about it falling down, though, do we? Well, yes, anyway. So.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Although I don't know if you've seen, Checker Trade have put a brilliant sign up outside Old Trafford today that they can fix a leaking roof, but they can't fix a leaking defence, which I thought was quite apt.
That's beautiful.
I like that.
Whoever came up with that deserves a raise. Just before we skip over Wilco, then, I've got a question for you all.
Yes.
Do you think the club has done enough to honour Wilco and what he achieved at Leeds?
Definitely not.
I mean, it's kind of an obvious answer. What would you guys suggest? I mean, obviously there's the statues, there's naming certain things after him, perhaps the training ground, the facility, that were all obviously masterminded by Wilco and stuff. But, give me your thoughts, chaps. What would you, if you could honour him in a specific way, which way would it be?
I think it has to be a statue because it's forever. For me, because he won the league, you know what I mean? And I know that you could say, "Oh, it's just one league title," but when are we going to get near that again? And
But do we honour? I mean, hypothetically speaking, do you honour somebody who wins the league every time? I think he brought a lot. The academy was his baby, and before that, even is it St George's Park or whatever they're called?
The FA place,
massive involvement in that.
Centre of Excellence.
So Centre of Excellence. That so
he wrote the blueprint, didn't he, for English football?
Yeah. So ultimately, I think it'd probably be the youth ground or the training ground or something along those lines for me. Something that he invested heavily in and had an imprint on. I don't think. I mean, call me skeptical here, but I don't think winning the league. What happens if we get really, really good overnight next year and win the Premier League and then start? If we become a Man City, do they then put a statue of somebody outside their ground because they've won the league? No, I don't think so. I think it's probably a bit too much. When you look at who we have got statues of outside the ground and what they won and the honours, you can understand them. I think
Do you know
I even think the Bielsa. I mean, I know Bielsa transformed the city and the culture and everything about Leeds United, the football in itself that we were used to seeing. But even that, I think, is a little bit cheesy to have a statue.
I get what you're
and
saying.
I'd probably get shot down for it.
I get what you're saying, but my sort of feeling on this is more, it's a looking at it now with hindsight sort of thing. And it's kind of, when you look at what he achieved with us compared to what subsequent managers have achieved, you know, nobody other than what Bielsa's done really stacks up to anything that he did. And for me, it's more a kind of, we've not done enough, so we should do something big. And
I agree, we haven't done enough.
If you look around the club, you go to Elland Road, you go in the shop, you'd have to look really hard to find a reference to him. And that's not right.
No, there's not. I mean, we've got stands and we've got suites named after particular players and you know, things like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't believe we've done enough. But yeah, I don't think it deserves. I think a statue is, you know, it's a permanent fixture as a statue. And
no, I get it.
So albeit it was we were officially the last league champions before it became the Premier League. I think I just think, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. Maybe he does deserve a statue. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think, Smarty?
Should get a statue of him booting a sky dish.
Before we move on to stats and what he thinks, I think you're right. I think you both got obviously good opinions, but I think the whole statue thing. I mean, to be fair, when Bielsa got sacked, we'd have had a statue of him outside within a matter of days. You know, the Peacock changed the name for Christ's sake to the Bielsa, and you know, he left a massive effect on all of us, really. So, like Jay said, you know, hindsight's a wonderful thing, and time is a bit of a healer, if you want to really put it that way. You know, maybe his legacy has been, you know, forgotten. Apart from the obvious, it's perhaps, you know, been blighted over the years or whatever. I think personally, if we do have a new training ground with this new facility, the new plans around Elland Road, and we do have a new training facility, I think perhaps the like you said, the academy or maybe something like that could be named after him, rather than a statue. But again, that's just my thoughts on it all. But yeah, I think he does deserve a hell of a lot more than what he's got now, which is absolutely fuck all. You know, I think it's a bit of a shame that the club haven't honoured him at all. But yeah, so yeah, maybe when the stadium and the surrounding areas get developed in the hopefully near future, then they might be able to do something and honour him in some way like that. Stats, what's your thoughts, mate?
I think for me, without Wilco, we wouldn't have had Thorpe Arch. We probably wouldn't have had the preceding era under David O'Leary, where your likes of Ian Hart, Stephen McPhail, him I don't want to name from Australia, Alan Smith, that all came through that era of youngsters. And to me, I'd love to see Thorpe Arch named the Howard Wilkinson training ground or something like that, because he had the blueprint, because his footballing brain was light years ahead of any manager at the time. And for what he did for the football club, for the city of Leeds, and now I was only 7 when they won the league, and I haven't got too many recollections of it. But I think for a manager,
only 7.
I was only
Sorry.
7.
I'm just kidding.
to come up and win the championship in your second season after promoting, the money wasn't what it is nowadays. Okay, there's flash of cash on the likes of Tony Dorigo, Rod Wallace, Steve Hodge, and to mould a squad that they had from 1990-91, where they did finish 4th and should have qualified for Europe, only 2 qualified for Europe, to go and then win the league and take it away from Man United, who have been in the top flight since 74-75 season, and Fergie had been there since October 86. It's fantastic. And I love all the events that the club put on. I think it's fantastic when they have like anniversary, like 30 years and what have you. But to me, I think naming a training ground after him, it would be a fantastic tribute. And it's interesting about statues, because it's where you kind of draw the line, because Wilco and Bielsa, very different personalities. What Bielsa did was basically unite the city. And I'm not saying Wilco didn't do that, because obviously he won the top prize in English football. But it's very interesting. I'm hoping that, like for me, there's a guy, Ben Hunt, who's got a fantastic museum at Denby Dale. If anyone's been there, I'd highly recommend it. Something like that to Elland Road to capture the history of the football club, I think will be fantastic. Now, I'm hoping something like that will come up in the future, because I don't think there is anything. There's a museum at the football club at the moment, but something like that will be magnificent. But yeah, for me, I'd love to see the Thorpe Arch named Howard Wilkinson training ground for what he did for the football. I can't believe it's 1988 that he first appeared at Ellen Road, and we're now 30 odd years, 35 years ago. Is incredible. But happy memories. I think it kind of ended a bit on a sour, unfortunately, after losing the League Cup final in '96 to Villa, and then it kind of just filtered out, and they got beat 4-0 to Man United, and that was that. But for what he did, it shouldn't be forgotten what he did at Ellen Road to turn the club around. And there's a lovely little anecdote that when he came in to the football club, he took down all the pictures of the Riviera and say, "Make your own memories," and that's what I did.
I like this comment from Top Banana. He's got a razor blade and a shop name after him.
Very good.
That's fair enough.
Used to have a restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we used to have a superstar as well.
Yeah, that's it.
Are they still going?
I think that's what the shop is. In that, I think that's the shop. I think that's the shop he's on about, Smarty.
Yeah.
You said restaurant, did you?
No,
shop.
Jay
Sorry, yeah, sorry. I thought you meant Jay. Sorry, yes, Top Banana, absolutely.
I'll tell you what.
Skips in the comments.
Oh, go on.
Go on. Skips in the comments and has asked something, which we've never been asked before. It's quite a good question, actually. He said, if you had the opportunity to ask one question to any player or manager, alive or not, who and what would it be?
I've got mine.
Go on then. Start us off.
It'd be to either Pele or Maradona, and can you teach me to play football, please?
Well, I suppose. Yeah. What? Go on, Jay. Have you got anything?
No, mate. I can't think on spot. I'll end up swearing or something.
I bet Stats has got a good one.
I'd like to ask Gary Lineker. We played Brazil in the Prelude to Euro 92 and he missed a penalty. And had he scored that penalty, it would equal then the late Sir Bobby Charlton's record of England goals of 49. How would he have retaken that penalty? Because I love my little records like that. It's such a hard question. So there's so many footballers out there that you could ask a million and one questions. Like, yeah, it's very difficult to think of.
I've got it. I would ask Patrick Bamford what he were thinking when he took the ball for that penalty.
Fucking hell.
Of all the people, of all the footballers, and anything you could ask, you'd come up with that.
Patrick Bamford. Giving Patrick Bamford some abuse. Fucking hell. I don't know. I think I was thinking Leeds-based stuff, obviously, and then you went with the whole Pele thing, and I was like, holy shit, yeah, absolutely. I think, do you know what? I think I'd probably ask Don Revie if you think he did enough. Or what would he change, maybe? If he had his time again, or maybe did he regret going to England? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a few questions, actually. I don't know, but like you say, you could probably have a list as long as you bloody arm. But who knows? But no, that's a cracking question, is that, Skip? Thank you very much for that. Sol is in the comments, and he's asking...
I don't know what he means. I read this, but I don't get it.
Why has Jay got 4 fans extracting sweet, sweet dwarf farts from his rear?
I think it's his screen behind.
I think it's 4 lights.
Fans don't normally have a beam of light coming out of them, so, you know.
But dwarf ones do.
Do they?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know, mate.
The magic.
Dwarf fans.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for your comments.
Oh, right. I read it as dwarf fans. Right. Okay, got it. Yeah. Yeah. It still makes sense. It's still funny.
Yeah. It's all good.
It's funny because we take it piss out of Jay.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Standard.
Obviously.
Standard. Start as you mean to go on, chaps.
Absolutely.
So we've already touched on the surrounding Ellen Road and this, that, and the other. For those that don't know what it is, Luke, what is the Magic Weekend and why is it being proposed at Ellen Road?
So the Magic Weekend actually means fuck all to me this year because I'm a Wakefield fan and we got relegated last season. But the Magic Weekend is a weekend where you can watch every team. There's 6 fixtures over 2 days, 3 Saturday, 3 Sunday, and rugby fans congregate from all over the country for a weekend on the piss, pretty much watching rugby league. And yeah, it's been successful in Newcastle for a number of years now. Been many a times. Went to it when it was in Cardiff as well, which was really good. There's been some failures. Liverpool, Manchester, the Etihad was terrible. But again, I didn't go to Liverpool. The Etihad is out of the centre, very much situated as Leeds Ellen Road is to Leeds. So yeah, I've got my thoughts on it, and for me, it's just apparently Newcastle have knocked them back because they're wanting to run it in the middle of August, which is like a week after the Premier League kicks off, I believe. Which I can see they've got their reservations around that. But they moved it from June this year. It was in June last year. Do you know what I mean? So there was no need for them to move the fixtures around so dramatically the weekend. But look, they've done it, and it's going to Ellen Road. I just think that as a rugby league fan, and taking the fact that I'm a Leeds United fan out the window here, it's not fit for purpose. Not just because of the state Ellen Road's in, but actually the infrastructure around it in terms of bars, eateries, and everything else. And I just can see it being a bit of an own goal by the RFL, shall we say. But look, as a Leeds fan, great. We're going to make a little bit of money off it. You know, the 49ers have probably seen it as a decent influx of investment for a weekend. They're going to make a lot of money selling beers behind the bar and whatever else. So look, we'll see. I could be well off. It could be a massive success. They build all that wasteland car park up behind the West Stand, and they make a big fan zone. And you know, the only difficulty you've got,
they'll have to do, won't they? Because like you've already touched on, there's no infrastructure to support such an event, is there? Apart from a McDonald's and a Subway, what else is there really? You know, the Peacock, that's not going to, do for all those fans. So they're going to have to do something in the grounds. I say that in inverted.
Owners of Graveries will be able to retire after that weekend.
Absolutely, and bloody well deserved it all because it's cracking fish and chips. So yeah, like you said, I don't know how the infrastructure is going to take it, and Leeds is a bit of it's a 20-minute walk. Obviously, it's quicker in an Uber or whatever, but it's to walk. They're not going to be 10.
It's a 20-minute walk if you're fast at walking.
Yeah,
that's fucking some pace. That is, it's a good half hour.
So it's a fair old league. Sorry,
about 40 minutes, mate. About 40 minutes.
40-minute walk for Jay. It's a sprint for Jay.
It's a marathon.
Walk a lamppost, sprint a lamppost.
That's it.
I was watching Planet Earth 3 last night, and there was some little fish that try and get to the top of this. And it just, sorry, Jay, but there's some tiny fish that trying to get to the top of this waterfall, and it's the equivalent of a human trying to get a mile high waterfall. So
really?
so that 2.4 miles into town is like 4.8 for Jay, innit, I suppose.
That's right. Yeah, it's terrible.
Tinchy Strider over there.
That's why my trainers wear out so fast.
Tinchy Strider. That's a good one. Will you be attending? I know you're a big rugby fan. Stats.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because they've had it going back. First ever event was 2007 in Cardiff, and I think it then went to Murrayfield 2009. Then came back to Cardiff in 2011. Started the season off in 2011, and then obviously it's been at the Etihad, I think, to 2012, and then sort of St James's Park, which I thought worked. I didn't go to St James's Park, but I thought it looked like it really worked. Like the punts had a really good time. I thought Anfield was a bit of a disaster, as Luke said. There's not too much around Anfield, and for me, if you're an RFL fan or a fan of any team in rugby league, you want to see the game expand. Now, I've nothing against Leeds because from Leeds and I'm a Leeds Rhino supporter, but for me, I don't think, and it's nothing against Ellen Road, I think it needs to be where you want to expand the city or where you want to expand the game. Now, back in 1998, they actually had an on-the-road round, basically, and they took it to Northampton, they took it to Swansea, took it, I think, to Cardiff, and they took it to Gateshead. Now, Gateshead joined Super League in 99, failed, unfortunately. But yeah, just having it on your own doorstep, to me, magic is what it is. It's having a weekend away, and it just doesn't kind of fit right for me having it alone. And I think it will be probably the last one, Luke, to be honest with you. Since after being successful to 2006, I think IMG want to try and make some changes, and I think that'll be one of them. And I think next year will be the last Magic weekend to be held.
To put it into perspective, Stats, the NRL are going to Las Vegas for a Magic weekend.
Wow. Now that's a weekend. That's a Magic weekend.
I'm going slightly on a tangent here. What happened to that team in, was it Canada or somewhere that were playing?
Toronto
Wolfpack, yeah.
What happened to that? How far did they get?
Not very.
They have this wacky idea about flying in and playing bunches of games. Then
they were going to play half a season at home and then half away, weren't they? Play all the games at once, yeah. But yeah, it didn't work. Brian McDermott actually went to coach him from Leeds, didn't he?
Oh, okay.
He did, yes. And
Don't remember.
COVID basically finished them off.
Okay.
Because I think there was issues of playing players and all sorts. And yeah, they lasted half a season, and that was it.
We've turned it into a rugby podcast. We cover
Yeah,
it
we don't
all.
know we're doing
I know, I was
that.
about to say,
Well, it's Ellen Road related, isn't it? And look,
Yeah,
it is.
we go week in, week out. We know what the facilities are like once you get in the ground. So we see it with our own eyes. You saw the
That's your first challenge, Luke. Half at time, fucking turnstiles won't work.
well, apparently you can get in without a key. Have you seen the video of the guy pulling himself pints and
Yes.
I have, yeah.
Right in the West Stand.
Crackers.
Some geezers managed to find his way into Ellen Road and start pouring himself a pint and taking pictures of himself in
Walking around the
conference room and all
Wowza.
sorts of stuff. Fucking hell.
Wow.
He obviously don't want to go back
midnight
again
picnic.
because he didn't hide his face, did he?
No, what can I do though? Club won't comment on it anyway. But anyway, rugby's shit. Fuck rugby. Can't be asked with it. I don't want them to play any foot rugby at our holy stadium that it is, because I don't want them to damage the grass. Those heathens in their
Absolutely
fucking
not.
big rugby boots.
And I don't want anyone else to see how shit the
Fucking
stadium
terrible idea. Terrible idea. But there you go. It's a good job I'm not like a ambassador for Ellen Road, isn't it?
It really is,
what?
yeah.
A magic weekend. Fuck right.
This is why they'll never have what to do with us.
That's right, mate. That's right. Anyway, we shall move on. Apparently, we have a new shareholder. Now, I don't know what percentage of shares has been taken over by this new potential shareholder, but apparently he's worth a lot of money. Luke, do you know anything about this person and or persons?
Fuck
Because I
all,
don't
mate,
know
to
a
be
great
honest.
deal.
I did ask the question the other day. It was actually Danny Rumsey, one of our fans who's always here. I think he's here tonight. I've seen his name knocking about somewhere.
Danny's
He tagged me in something. Was it last night or the night before? Just with some. Now, apparently, this was actually done in the summer, and it's only just been released. But I'm not going to really comment any much further on it, because I'm going to listen to Kieran Maguire, who does the Price of Football podcast, and I think his podcast's either going out tonight or gone out tonight, or it comes out tomorrow. So probably pick that up on next week's show if I do manage to have a listen, which I will.
Yeah, it's probably worth commenting on, but at the minute none of us know anything much more about it. The fact that he's worth a fair bit of money, but
They do
49ers
have
a bit of a
part
consulting
ownership.
body,
Is it in Washington?
There is
Washington
I
forget.
NFL,
Is it the
whatever
Capitals? Is
is
it the
over
ice hockey team? I can't remember. I did have a little bit of a read into it. Danny, I'm sure Danny will tell us anyway in a minute. But not a lot. I don't know a lot. I haven't done a lot of research. I've been actually busy with work and doing actual things.
I think Jer's in the comments actually, with which is nice of him to do so. Let's have a look what he's got
Evening,
to
Jer.
say. Ackley Brothers specialise, I think that's supposed to say.
Seattle it is, sorry.
Investment and commercial partners on the Kraken Ice Hockey in Seattle. I have a mate in Seattle who's a season ticket holder and says we have a stable financial foot. Thanks, Jer. Thanks for that, mate. Yeah, I think once we've, like you say, if there's something coming out over the weekend or whatever, or through the week that we know no more about, then we'll probably cover it on next week's show. But for that, nice one. Thanks for investing in Leeds United, of course.
Absolutely. Do you know the one thing I don't understand about that? Sorry, Smarty, just really very quickly is, they've not brought them in as investors, so the financial arm of the the investment group, the 49ers Enterprises. The interesting thing is that they brought them in as additional.
It's like a separate shareholder, isn't it? It's like having
shareholder. Yeah. Now, I mean, we don't know how much of the club they've taken, but is that then going to start causing headaches again? We know how difficult it was when the 49ers were in with Rads, but I'm sure there's some sort of agreement.
So them, I suppose the shareholder, or the amount of shares that they obviously split, was very, very close, wasn't it? The very, very fine margins. Whereas well, we don't know. Obviously, we'll find out more this week, but I'm guessing it will only be a minority share or amount. I would have thought.
Yeah, I would say so.
We can't say too much because we don't know enough.
Do they get a board seat, or is it just some shares? Because if it's just some shares, then they won't have much of a say.
Joe says mandatory shareholding will have bought for which will be investment. So yeah, at the end of the day, if it's investment at the end of the day, and it's the big I word, isn't it? So it's only a benefit to us. But like I say, we'll leave that for now.
Isn't it weird though that they would sell to a separate entity like that rather than have them people invest in their fund.
That's what I didn't find.
Yeah, because if
That's what
they've
I
got
found really
loads,
funny.
if it's a collective and they've got a conglomerate of people, then why don't these people?
Jay.
It is, mate.
Conglomerate?
Why don't these people join that?
Where the fuck's he pulled that from? Go on,
That word written down is longer than Jay lied on his back.
It is, yeah.
Oh,
Hey, I've got the IQ of 10 men, mate, and the size of half of one. So it's just, that's the thing I don't get. There must be a strategic or procedural reason why these people are buying as an outside entity. So there'll probably be some sort of development in the future there, but what it'll be, God only knows. From what Jer said, it might be related to sorting out the ground.
There was, we have obviously recently taken on someone who specialises in the development of infrastructure and stuff. Name escapes me, but that was obviously revealed last week, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Nick Hammond, the recruiter, has been given a full-time post here at the club as well. Stats, do you know anything about that?
well, he seems to have certainly done a very good job with Greta Steinson as well for the players that we brought in over the sort of summer transfer. And I think he'll see it through till next summer. And if all goes well with the players we've got, we're back into the Premier League in May time. I think it's a very positive move for the football club. So, absolutely. Yeah, I think everything off the field at the moment is very positive, as well as on the field. And it's an important period for the club now going into November, the festive season, with 8 games, I think, between now and January the 1st. And be very interesting to see where we are going into 2024.
Do you know what I like about this? Yeah. Do you know what I like about this? You look at Orta with his last sort of few years transfer record, and then you look at Hammond, who's come in and he's watched over us when we've got pure chaos going on. We don't know who's staying, who's going, and he's still managed to go on and find good players for us. We've signed them on good deals, and Orta he had an easy run. He had all Rad's backing. He had all that power that Rad's claims that he put in his hands and shouldn't have done and all this. But, it's like he could have done anything he wanted and he chose to sign shite when it were like peacetime, let's say, and Hammond's coming in fucking wartime and he's bossed it and he's just signed us a bunch of awesome players who are all bought in and committed, and it's just night and day. It's night and day to Victor Orta and his escapades.
It just goes to show with what happened in having the right people in the club and in the right sort of areas. Expertise does, and like
having someone who can operate that well though, under pressure.
They're no half-assed idiots, are they? The 49ers, they're coming in with a plan, and they want to exceed. They want to obviously do something with the club that's positive and want us to get eventually into European football, I would imagine. Final thing from Jer then. Kraken have been looking for a European team. This makes sense with both groups being pretty similar in structure and access to significant money and commercial partners, stadium stuff. Absolutely, because that's the big thing in it. The banqueting suites and the hospitality and the massive stadium, and I think they're on about even taking the boxes out of the south stand, and there's all sorts of little rumours and stuff going around, but I think taking the boxes out of the south stand would be a positive note. Absolutely.
Be a load of shipping containers on eBay.
Yes, absolutely. So Mr. Fark has had his press conference today. We are a day later than normal, which is... Are you all right, Luke? Some serious gurning going on then, mate.
I've had my beard shaved. Have you ever done that? Have you ever, when you have your beard shaved?
Is it
like
prickly?
That?
All prickly.
And it prickles the back inside your mouth and tickles it. It's quite nice.
Strange. A strange boy.
You are odd.
He's very odd. So yeah, we normally it's my fault that we're on tonight and not yesterday, so apologies for that. So we've managed to catch up with what Fark and what he's had to say in his press conference. A few notable things that he said: that Jorginho Rutter is a major doubt with an abdominal strain.
How does one get an abdominal strain? That's what I wonder.
No. Maybe you sit up too quickly, doing too many sit-ups. I don't know. How do you do it?
I don't need to worry about getting one of them. I've got to have abdominals to do that.
I don't even sit up. I roll.
We're all
roll
safe.
over.
We're all safe in here.
No. Yeah, we're all
like
right.
one of them things that you put a bit of weight in and they just sort of wobble around everywhere. Me.
That's it. Right. Well,
Like a punch
bag
cheap
things.
punch bags.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the one.
Got one next to me in corner.
So Phil Hayes reported that the injury latest is Jed Spence is back in training since last Saturday. Gellert and Shackleton also back in contention. Byram and Strike both have been involved with the training with the first team today as well. Fact says that they recovered more quickly than expected. Still need further assessment though. But that's positive. That's good. Losing Jorginho obviously opens the door for a certain other player that we're all perhaps not so keen about. But, swings and roundabouts. Fark saying that he didn't expect Byram or Stroik to be back this week, saying it's down to the medical department and the perfect professional behaviour of the players. So that's a positive.
So they've done as they're told.
I think we said last week that it were only. I mean, I can't really say because I've never had a hernia, but a double hernia is not massive like doing your ACL or any sort of like massively invasive correction surgery, is it? So, but who am I to say?
You've still got to wait for stitches to heal, I'd guess.
Well, yeah. They're all disposable things now. It's only a week now. Come on.
I don't know.
Big strapping lad like Pascal. Come on. Big sexy pirate.
He just needs to drink a bit more blood and he'll heal faster.
Well, that's it, exactly.
Just give him some rum.
We do have, chaps, a new segment or a new section being added into our weekly podcast. And it's based on anything that we see out there in the ether of the social media world, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, other media platforms are available. And each week we haven't really decided whether it's going to be one that we all decide on or whether it's going to be a group of things. But I would like to introduce you to our new shit take of the week.
Hey, has got a shit take this week, my little sparrowfat.
Like a catchphrase or something.
What do we reckon to that then?
Somebody
That's
says.
courtesy of we've enlisted the help of Danny from Not Another Leeds podcast. So thank you, mate. I'll give you a shout for that.
And the voice of Brent, the silent partner
and
of
the
OKB,
voice
who's been with us
of-
from the
He's
start.
finally done something for the pod.
the man in the background. He is.
And if you can't understand what he's saying, what does he actually say, Smarty?
He says, well, let's play it
Hey,
again. Let's see.
has got a shit take this week, my little sparrowfat.
This week, my little sparrowfat. Now then, the sparrowfat bit is something that we asked him to re-record because we were like, do we really want my little sparrowfat in there?
Yeah, we do.
Do you want
I'm
to
glad we've
explain
kept
what a
it now.
sparrowfat is, Luke, to the
I
people
don't
that
care.
may not know?
I don't know.
I know you
I
don't
mean,
care,
apparently
but the
some
people aren't. What the is a
sparrow
sparrowfat?
fart is basically a small bird that passes wind, I'm assuming. I don't know.
Well,
What
obviously,
does it mean?
does
Does it have a meaning?
Obviously. I don't really know, to be honest.
Did
It's a
he tell us
Yorkshire
it meant
song.
early in the morning or something?
Yeah,
or
but that's
someone
like
who's
early
up
bird
early
catches
or
the
something?
worm.
Yeah.
Is a sparrow farting early? I suppose everyone farts when they get up out of bed.
It's funny,
does a
though.
sparrow fart and then go and find a worm. Who knows?
Here's a question for you. Does a sparrow fart smell worse than a thrush fart?
Yeah.
Oh.
Speak enough about thrushy things on this podcast. I think we can leave that well and truly alone. So do
Unbelievable.
we have any shit takes of the week? I had one, but it turned out to be an absolute first class wind up. So I don't
I've got
really have
one.
anything. You've got one, I know. Have you got anything, chaps, down at the bottom? You must see a lot of shit takes stats with people that tweet you, Mr. Popular down there. Come on.
I don't think it's just a so-called shit take. I think it's more international football is just dull.
Yeah, yeah, that's a fair one.
We've had 3 international breaks and we're into the end of November and there's just no need for it. And we're going to have another one with the Nations League and there's just, for me, too much international football. Look, I know I'll jump on the bandwagon when England playing Germany in the summer. But, like, France, who did France beat? Gibraltar 14-0.
14-0, yeah.
It's no fun. I want to be entertained to watch football. And as I said, it's not so much as a shit take, it's just not enjoyable international qualifying football. And I'm just pleased that the proper football's back now up until mid-March.
Are any of you following the San Marino fan account thing?
Yes.
Which is just brilliant, isn't it? That's the only thing that I actually have any kind of that adds any sort of sparkle to an international weekend is what San Marino are up to. They scored against the Danish, and the guy running the account went absolutely batshit crazy. Yeah. That was fucking hairstyle. We've scored a goal! Like, holy shit! So there's going to be Americans and guys over the pond that don't have a frigging clue what we're talking about. San Marino,
It must be mad. It must be mad sitting and watching your bin man and your dentist playing football together against like
crazy.
Italy or
Is
Denmark.
it
or whatever,
it is
yeah.
in Italy, isn't it, San Marino?
It's off the coast of Italy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little teeny tiny. It's like a bloody village in the middle of
Yeah,
nowhere.
I don't understand how it's a
So-
country.
Yeah, it's a bit
Too small.
The Vatican's a country in Italy, so
It is, yeah. It is, yeah.
Well, it's technically not.
It's a solitary standalone state.
It's like there's another one, but we won't mention them.
Yeah,
that
well.
aren't necessarily recognised by the United Nations. But yeah, I know what you mean. we won't go there. So anyway,
and
shit
rugby
takes
tonight, eh?
Shit
That's
takes
it.
then, chaps. Luke, you might as well crack on and start with your favourite shit take of the week, please.
I will. And to introduce it, I'm going to play a very short video, which I hope you all enjoy.
What's happening, the boys? Day off today, lads. Yeah, so I've decided to come to this corrupt, dirty motherfucking gaff. Off the fucking toffees, you corrupt cunts!
So there we have Dave. There we have Dave taking a day off from his bricklaying to go down, drive 5 hours from Liverpool or from Merseyside. Where he's from.
We could have bleeped that first, Luke, because that'll do us now.
You uploaded it, you fucking idiot.
You didn't tell me what we're on it, you crank. I trusted
anyway,
you. That was my first
Anyway,
mistake.
he decided to drive on his day off from work, which I think was Monday or Tuesday. I'm not sure who gets a Monday or Tuesday off work.
It's
in
every
this
day
year.
for people in Liverpool.
Friday. It's got to be Fridays, isn't it?
And yeah, just drive 5 hours or whatever it is from Merseyside to London to walk up to a door and shout at it, and yeah, just to see how or what he gets out of it. I mean, if he feels better about it, then I guess it's a job done. But he's not really made much of a change on planet Earth that day, has he?
No,
He hasn't done much at all.
Thanks
there.
to him now, we're going to be gurgling around the recycling bin of the YouTube fucking ether somewhere, probably. But anyway, thank you, Mr. Everton fan, whoever you are. Hope you stand on a plug. Jay, do you have a shit take of the week?
I do.
You've got in your drafts, is it?
It's not brilliant because I thought that you were picking this, and I didn't think that we were all going to have to come up with something. So
That's why you need to learn to read instructions, Jay.
That's why
Listen,
I said at the
mate,
start. I didn't
I
know whether
operate
it
on a
was
different
something that
level.
I decided as host or whether host. they
About down
decided
here
to
do you
or whether
operate?
it were-
Pretty much, yes. I don't see
On that
everything.
level.
Yeah, it's just Everton again. It's just Everton again. This tweet here was a good example. All fans of every Premier League club should be rising against the Premier League about Everton's excessive punishment. The shambles that is the Premier League presides over every club, and we should all be ashamed of them. I mean, I'm going to have to find a tiny violin for these lads. I mean, it'd be a big violin to me, but you get the picture. I mean, they're just going on like they've been hard done to, like they've been wronged. They've been cheating for years, and for the last couple of years, they've laughed at it. They've laughed openly on Twitter and stuff. They thought they were untouchable. They were getting away with it. You know, fuck Leeds, Burnley, Leicester, everyone else, whatever. Everyone has played a blinder. And then next minute, they're chasing the players down the street. Then they're all clubbing together again because they've been wronged again. They're just fucking idiots, man. You can't cheat and break FFP like they have and then start kicking off saying, oh, they've made up punishment just for us. It's like, I get that they can be upset that City have done a lot and that's still ongoing. I get that, but that's separate to their case. Their case has been looked at. This has been going on for 3 years. It isn't. They should have been punished 1 or 2 years ago, and it's just tough shit.
Yeah, I mean, we've been through the mill of it all, so we can understand exactly.
We've been everywhere. We've seen it all.
Take your fucking medicine. Like
Exactly.
I mean, there was probably. It wasn't as. Social media wasn't really as big back then, was it? I mean, I think it was probably Bebo and MySpace or something like that. So it probably wasn't as big. But yeah, I mean, I've seen they've made banners. They've raised thousands and thousands of pounds. I think they were all talking about flying a plane over Liverpool versus City, is it? I think.
Yeah.
At the weekend, I've just seen loads of stickers being printed out and stuff. They're just fucking sad, man. They're beyond. They're beyond a level of help, I think.
It's such a special club.
I'll just bang this up because it relates to what you
I
said.
wouldn't mind it if it was the difference between, they're still going to stay up.
Yeah, they will. They are good enough. Luckily, there's absolute dross at the bottom of the Premier League this year, so they will probably stay up. You're right.
This guy here is saying they're going to protest this decision with an FAB meeting this evening, whenever that was, 7 hours ago, so tonight. Protest at Premier
Fab
League on
meeting.
Friday. Yeah.
I like
Football
fabs.
Advisory Board or something.
No, they're not ice creams then.
No. plain message during the game. And that's City against Liverpool, not their game.
Yeah.
It's just pathetic, isn't it?
And
It's
then
just-
flags,
it's
banners,
just-
and red cards message at game against Man U, and Sky are
It's just
allegedly going to
petulant
pump crowd
child-
noise over them.
spoilt child behaviour. At the end of the day, you've overspent. You know, your club's doing whatever it's doing behind the scenes. They've broken the rules, they've broken the law, and you've been punished and you've been given your comeuppance, and you're gonna have to take the medicine. It's fucking tough shit. We've been through it. There are other clubs that have thought they could get away with it. Derby, Wednesday, they were all laughing at everyone down in the Championship, and we're all like, "You're gonna karma is a bitch." And you
Who'll
will
ever
fucking get it
forget?
next time?
Mel Morris
Where
has
it-
got the league on strings.
Absolutely, that
Fucking
famous
hell.
tweet
even
with him, with the
even
Borough
elsewhere,
and
the
Leeds and everyone
football
down there.
rule. There's rules within football for a reason. You look at Juve, you look at Rangers. Nobody's beyond punishment.
No. Although Juve pretty much got theirs wiped out.
They didn't. They came back
Yeah.
up for these. They just
Yeah,
kept
they came back.
Yeah, but they got a lot of shit quashed. It were worse what they were initially handed, and they got a load of it fucking wiped
There
off.
are,
They got
there are
punished, is what I'm
teams,
saying.
But yeah, they
there are
did get
teams that,
punished. Yeah.
you know, like look at Rangers in the Scottish League. You know, they were shit on from a great big eye as well. There are other teams in the world apart from Everton that have been dealt a shit hand. At the end of the day, you've done you've messed up, you've done wrong, and you will take your punishment, and that's it. You can kick off, you can scream, you can cry,
Exactly.
you can say it's unfair.
You
but
can go
tough
down
shit.
to London and swear at a door if you want.
Swear at a door.
It'll be same people that moan about Just Stop Oil protesters.
It'd be funny
We'll
if
be
it
all
was
there
actually,
kicking off
yeah,
and blocking
If you
roads
want actually
and
the Premier League
graffitiing.
headquarters, it would just like Top Man entrance or something. Some fucking Premier League sticker over
Just with a
it.
sticker on it, yeah.
Some fucking idiots shouting at a Top Man door.
Well, going-
Corrupt fucking bastards.
Going off some of the tweets,
Well,
it
the
won't be that
Scottish
hard
are
to
they now?
fool them.
Fuck you, mates.
Didn't realise Liverpool was in
Don't
Scotland.
you start with your fucking accents after last week. Jesus
Jay's,
Christ.
Jay's the best at accents. Get Jay to do a Scouse
I
accent.
don't get
Go on,
involved
Jay,
in it
give
now.
us a swear at an imaginary door. Swear at one of your cats or something in a Scouse accent. Go on.
Fuck off.
That's
that some shit?
Worse,
I thought that was Jimmy Thornhill for real then.
Hey,
Worse
hey,
than I
hey.
expected that.
All right, kid, all right. Let's have some chicken.
Oh, Jesus.
Checking on a can of Coke.
Abby Clancy's joined us.
Let's stop these horrendous fucking accents, please, and these efforts. They're just tragic. So this weekend, we travel to a little place called Rotherham, and I've asked Mr.
Rotherham?
Stats to pull out... Rotherham.
Rotherham.
I've asked Mr. Stats, Mr. Andrew Dalton, of course, our special guest, to pull out some statistics for the upcoming fixture. So take it away, my mate.
Well, yeah, it's obviously back to proper football. We're looking to win 4 league games in a row since the back end of the 2021 campaign and the Premier League under Bielsa. We've actually won the last 4 against Rotherham. Basically since history began. We've never won 5 in a row against Rotherham, so if we can do that on Friday evening. We have got a few bad memories of going to Rotherham on Friday nights. We lost in October 2014 when Mirko Antonucci scored the opening goal. Steve Evans was manager of Rotherham and Darko Milanic was manager of Leeds United. Remember them days? And we lost 2-1.
Jesus Christ.
Heady days. And a Brazilian Adrian made his debut in that particular game. So,
Half man, half fish.
something like that. There's a brilliant image of him diving against Derby County.
Rolling around
later
for about
on,
6 years.
on that season. Obviously looking to close the gap to 5 points to Leicester City and Ipswich Town. And one of the things to look out for, Liam Cooper, who looks like he will be involved on Friday night. Did a lovely piece with Tim Thornton from Sky Sports. He should move up to player number 29 in our all-time list of appearance makers on 274 appearances. He's level with Nigel Martin on 273. So any appearance for Coops at the New York Stadium will mean he'll make his 274th appearance. And Leeds are looking for their 17th victory over Rotherham United in their history. So plenty to get your teeth into. We've got a good record on Friday night at the moment this season. Obviously, we had the draw against West Bromwich Albion. We had the victory against Leicester City. So I think the last defeat on a Friday was Aston Villa back in January this year. Horrible performance, that one. So
Yes.
I'm positive. I think we can get a result despite the injuries that we've got at the moment. That's the reason you've got a squad to go to a place like Rotherham and it'll tell us a lot about the character of the team. Short international break. The last international break we had, we were 2 down at Norwich before a phenomenal comeback in the second half to win that one 3-2. Hopefully it's not as tight as that one. We can get an early goal and get 3 points against a Rotherham side without a manager because Matt Taylor got the sack and they've got Wayne Carlisle as caretaker.
They're not appointed anyone yet.
Not appointed anyone yet.
There were rumours Neil Warnock were going to go back, weren't they?
Yeah, Warnock
And
and
Steve Evans.
Steve Evans
and Steve Evans.
Miller.
All the stars.
All the stars.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see where they go for the next manager. But at the moment, they've got Wayne Carlisle as a caretaker in charge. I think they've got their press conference coming up tomorrow.
How big's their ground stats, do you know? It's not a bad little ground, is it?
It's not a bad little ground.
For you or a normal-sized person.
Don't you get bored? Go brush your
It's
teeth.
like a Lego stadium. It's like a Lego stadium to us big folk, not to James.
Yeah, it's Duplo to me.
I think I know Russ Vernon's watching, and he's big on Rotherham.
Big up Russ.
I think it's 15 to 20,000. Russ, can you confirm that one, please?
Russell, no, because he's from Rotherham.
You look like you were talking to him, like you were talking in your ear.
Come in, Russ.
Russ, please, Russ.
Can you confirm if it's 15?
Russ just goes, I don't know. Do I? I don't know. Do I?
Football journals assemble.
It's like Chris Kimara's been a red card.
That's what I was getting at, stats.
He'd fit right in on this pod with Chris
That's where they were
Kimara.
going. You got to be quick. You got to be quick.
Just on Adrian.
And also got a bit of a mixed record there. We, off the top of my head, we lost the first two then, 14-15 and 15-16. Won in 16-17 and won in 18-19. And every game we've had at the New York Stadium, that's 12. Is that all it is? That surprises me.
Still better than Bournemouth's ground.
Did somebody sit on your knackers then, stats?
Say again?
Somebody sit on your knackers when you said that.
Every game we've played at Rotherham has been a 2-1 scoreline. So get your money on 2-1 lead.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Just on Adrian, by the way, he's the worst Brazilian to play for Leeds. Well, the worst Brazilian to play football. Since a blind man tried sharing his missus.
I'll raise your Rocky Jr.
It's Rocky Jr. for me.
Rocky Jr. is the worst, actually, yeah. But no, I think Rocky Jr. is better, but it was just because we were at that level.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't look good.
We as a team
were
were at a better
Adrian
level.
The level we were at.
Shit.
We brought Adrian in, didn't we, to actually improve us, and we thought we signed a Brazilian.
Flamenco.
Fucking great.
Flamenco,
fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And then Adrian turned up.
It's supposed to be some kind of tricky little superstar. And he was just like soft as shit.
Where did his
and
career
around.
go, Stats? Where did he go?
On the
Did he go
fucking
to
toilet.
Spain or
He went back to Flamenco, didn't he?
Yeah, went down the pan, yeah.
Down the pan.
Absolutely. He is the pan.
He is
deserves
the
the pan.
He
Like most
came
of
from
the team from
Flamenco,
that era.
and then he went to Sion in Switzerland. Can't pronounce this. Cayenspor Aviar, and he's at Brescia in Italy at the moment.
Really?
That's where we signed Berardi from, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where are they now? Are they in Serie B?
Or did we get Berardi from Sampdoria?
Berardi from Sampdoria.
Yeah.
Brescia, of course, owned by Massimo Cellino.
Yeah.
Are currently in Serie B. They finished last season 16th out of 22 to survive relegation.
The Massimo effect.
Something like that.
Fuck me. Have they had 64 managers too?
So that's in just one season.
There's now just a watermelon sat on bench with Mr. Potato Head glasses and nose stuck on it.
If any of you are fans or follow the Squareball podcast, one of the chaps has just been on. He's an Irish fella. He's a bit of an expert on the whole Italian leagues, and he does go through a lot of the ex-Cellino players and stuff like that, where they are, where they've been, and where they were after they left us. And it's quite an interesting listen. It's probably about half an hour, 45 minutes long or whatever, but I think it was yesterday or today it was released. It's really good. So if you fancy a bit of nostalgia, then I would recommend go and listening to that then. So I think what we'll do then.
Stick Note 6, will it?
There is a lot of that, yeah. Although Dakara kind of remains unscathed, I think, but they go quite
No, just for that goal. Just for that goal at Forest.
You're scot-free, but they go in with Edgar Chaney, and there's a few others that get honourable mentions. So then, what I will do is I will ask you, what do we think our predicted lineup is going to be? We'll fly through this next bit really quickly because we don't have that much news apart from the fact that Rutter's not available, and it means potentially Bamford's going to be starting up the top. What do we think to that then?
Was it a definite unavailable?
I don't
Highly
think
unlikely.
Bamford will. Didn't Bamford miss the last game? Or has he had a recent? He's had a recent injury, hasn't he?
He had a recent. I'm sure he came on against Plymouth.
Yeah, he did come on against.
He did come on. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
did come on. That's right.
Because he got frigging booed again. Who knows why?
But he's not fully fit, is he? I think we might see either Pirro up top with Nonto behind him, or he leaves it as it is and just puts a direct swap with Mateo Joseph or Joffrey.
We've seen Somerville in the 10 a couple of times.
Yeah,
But would you move him when he's playing so well where he is?
I wouldn't know what to do with him. I'll be honest
That's
with you.
why we're not paid to be managers.
He's got an eye for goal, though, so he's creative and an eye for goal. He may be a good bet for that. It's just Nonto's not really pulled his weight so far either, and I'm not sure if I want to see him, but I don't want to see Bamford.
No.
Last resort, that.
I mean, these are famous last words and touch wood, touching all the wood. It's only Rotherham and it's not Leicester that we're playing.
It can't be another Stoke performance, though, Smarty. It just can't.
Yeah, I know, but there are worse opponents to potentially be without as number one striker. So it is what it is. So I'm going to go around the room and ask you for a prediction. Stats, I will take yours as the fans' prediction for this week.
Is this as a score prediction?
As a score prediction, please.
2-0 Leeds.
Stats.
You've just told us it's going to be 2-1. Get your house on it being 2-1, but I'm going 2-0 Leeds.
Put your house on 2-1, I'll say 2-0.
That's basically Jay's way of thinking last year. I think we'll get dick, but 2-0 Leeds. Woo! Up the line.
Yeah, pretty much.
Go on, Jay. Give us a prediction, mate.
Well, how could I go for anything other than 2-1 now? After what Stats have told us.
To Rotherham, yeah?
Yeah.
2-1 off.
No, to Leeds.
Luke?
3-0 Leeds.
Big 3-0. I'm going to say 3-1 Leeds. I think, yeah. In fact, no, 2-0 Leeds. I'm in with stats. I'm gonna go 2-0. 2-0 Leeds. I mean, you feel free, everyone in the comments, to put your predictions forward. I know a couple of you have done anyway, so obviously we can get a bit of an idea of where people's heads are at. Russ has gone 3-1 in the comments to Leeds. John's 3-0. We've got a lot of 2-1s, 4-2s. 4-2s, Andy. Really? Roland Butternubs is saying 4-0 to Leeds.
Oh, no! What the fuck?
Yeah. So there we go. So yes, thank you for everyone for your prediction results. Predictions. I don't know why the fuck I just said results. It's not happened yet. There we go.
Can't speak.
We have a little bit of something as a dedication for this week's episode. Luke, I'm going to hand this over to you. In fact, I'm just going to hand it over to you because I'm going to
just really quickly
say a little bit.
Yeah, just really quickly. Thoughts out to Wilco, Sean Wilco. Those who knew him, I'll just pop a quick picture up of him here. There we go, Sean, who sadly lost his life this week. So yeah, we just putting our thoughts out. Friend of the podcast, he'd been on here once, maybe even twice actually when we used to do BNC back in the day. Had the pleasure of joining him at a number of fixtures around the country. So really, really top bloke. And I know there's a lot of people who watch this as well, who knew Sean relatively well. So yeah, thoughts out to your family. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, top bloke, taken too bloody soon. You know, and it's just how cruel life is sometimes. But yeah, an absolute top bloke, and it will be sorely missed by quite a lot. I think there might be a few tributes between us, those that knew him at the Peacock at the earliest convenience. So if anyone knew him and wants to raise a toast for him, there'll be some people
just meeting. Put him back up for a sec, because he won't up long.
Yeah. Before the next home game. It'll probably be the weekend actually, because we've got a midweeker first, haven't we? So, but yeah, thoughts with his family and friends.
Absolutely.
Top bloke, Sean. So yes, try not to dull it down too much. Do we have anything else that we would like to talk about, chaps? Anything else? Anything on the agenda?
I don't think so. Not really. I mean,
nothing.
No, not really.
Not really. Sort of, you've got a little something that that wasn't a little joke, but I mean, just you've got something you'd like to say.
No, I haven't really. I just thought we might talk a little bit more about who we might play against Rotherham, but we only mentioned it briefly.
Go on then, Jake.
Because
Give
I'm
us
just,
your
Give us your starting 11, mate.
I want to know Spencer.
Does Firpo start?
Depends if Byram's injured, doesn't it? If Byram's injured still, then yeah.
Come on, give us your
your
11,
team.
rattle it off right quick. Go on, give us it off. Go on,
God.
straight away.
Oh, fucking hell.
You wanted to do this?
I wanted to do it. I want to talk about it.
I'm trying to speak, but you won't let me. If he's
speak.
fit, I'd have Spence at right back, but I don't think he'll start because he's only just come back. So stick Shaq there. Then we'll have to have Cooper and Rodon, won't we? Because he didn't pick Creswell. We'll have Firpo left back if fucking what's his face, Byram's still injured. Stick Somerville at 10. Stick Nonto on left. Stick James on right.
Who are you playing in midfield?
I ain't got to that yet. I'd
right,
keep
so you
Kamara.
might-
I'd have Ampadu.
So you're dropping Archie Gray.
Possibly, I think.
So you don't play him at right back. You're bringing
You haven't
Shaq in for Archie
you haven't
Gray.
thought about this. We've
Yeah,
I am, because you put me on spot.
We've
put
put
me
him on spot and he's struggling. Go
No,
on,
I
then,
probably
keep
would.
going.
You know
Two
what?
more to go.
Initially, when we
Who's
said
your
about
keeper?
Archie, I would have said I didn't want to do it right back, but he's done all right there. So yeah, actually put Archie in. Keeper,
yeah.
obviously, has to be.
He's having
fucking-
Peacock Farrell in there or something. This guy.
Alex V.
I've not mentioned anyone who doesn't play for us currently. So you're going off on a fucking tangent here.
Finish the team.
fucking Melier and obviously Pirro up
No,
front.
not Melly. I'm on about the two up front. Who are you playing?
Somerville in the 10, I said, and
Somerville in 10.
Pirro up front, yeah.
I'm going to stick
And
Pirro
who's out
further
wide?
forward.
I said that I did actually say Nonto and James, but I'll go Anthony and James.
Fucking hell, it changes daily more than his
Jesus.
knickers.
Fuck.
Yeah, because you give me more time now, so my brain's
Fucking hell,
caught
I
up a
can't
little.
think. He's gone through every
Yeah.
fucking team member in bloody squad.
Right,
Pretty
this
much,
is,
yeah.
this is what the team will be. I'll tell you what it will be, Jay. You ready? We're going
Go on
Archie
then,
Gray
go on
right
then.
back. We're going Cooper and Rodon. We're going
course we are.
Junior Firpo left back. We're going Meslier net. We're going to have Ampadu and Kamara. Then we're going to have Dan James.
Are you doing like a dab there or something?
Dan James and Somerville on the wings. And then we're going to have Pirro and Matteo Joseph up front. I'm going for it.
Big call. Oh, you changed, Smarty? You look a bit sceptical there.
It's that number 10-9 position that's going to throw it off. I agree pretty much with all of it up to Matteo.
It might be Nonto and Pirro, I think.
Yeah, or perhaps maybe bringing Anthony in and potentially moving Somerville in the middle. But yeah, I think
Which
that's
is what
gonna
I
be...
said.
Yeah, but you named everyone
Dropped
else
Archie
in the
Gray.
team as well, and you've
You named the under-16s team to join them and that.
You've had about 5 different fucking right backs, Jay.
You've picked 21 players in an 11
Jack, and then I said,
game.
actually, yeah, I'd stick with Gray.
No Ayling, no Gray, no Gray.
I didn't mention Ailing once. He's not in my plans, mate.
Well, I don't fucking fit.
Persona non grata.
Andy's Man Club. Friday the
I'm gonna have to go there
27th is
after
going
talking
to be it's a pool and snooker night at the Northern Snooker Centre in Kirkstall Road. Have a game of pool and a chat. We ask for small donations for the tables, but it is not essential. Get yourself down there, lads, and smash the shit out some balls. Sunday the 29th, 11 o'clock, walk and talk in Bramley. Meet outside the Bramley Baths. It's a short walk around Bramley Park, stopping at a cafe halfway around for a nice cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Maybe even a slice of cake or a hobnob. Who knows?
If you
One singular hobnob.
Only one hobnob. It takes a while. You can dunk them forever.
Gilly wouldn't eat a hobnob.
Constantly, don't know. You want to be slagging hobnobs off because he's a fucking heathen. He'd probably have a rich tea or something.
Who don't like chocolate hobnobs?
I don't know. He's a strange man. Don't trust bald people. And of course, the Monday
You
night.
laughing at stats?
I missed this.
I love it. We're doing a call out for a mental health thing and we're bullying each other. It's fucking ace, this podcast.
It's the best way. And then obviously the normal Monday evening events are dotted around the country and wherever you are. Google the locations, but that's from 7 o'clock nationwide. So chaps, if you want to go and have a chin wag with some of your close buds, make some new friends, or even if you just want a little bit of company, get yourself out there. Great place to be, and you will be in very, very good company. Gents, I don't really have much else to say. I don't know if any of you lot do.
Does anyone have a bitter?
No.
It's been international, so I don't. Apart from internationals are fucking shit, and we'd be better off without them.
You could make one out of your
Absolutely.
Magic Weekend views if you wanted.
No, I think I've done that to death. I don't really want to talk about that anymore. But I think well, it's not really a bitter, is it? I've got a bit of a question.
Go on.
Around
No Bitter with Rachel Adedeji.
Jesus, thanks. I just said it wasn't a bitter, but a question.
Any excuse.
Will the and it is around the international break, so we know we all hear, but and it's England based. So if you're not English, you can log off or whatever now, really. But will we?
Just tell us viewers to bugger off. It's fine.
We don't want you if you're not English. It's not that kind of podcast, Luke.
Will we ever live up to expectation? Will Gareth Southgate lead that England team to anything?
Will he? Fuck.
Based on this week's performance.
He'll lead up a top man for a new fucking waistcoat at best.
Couldn't even do that. He'd go backwards. He'd go around the block a few times, and then he might eventually get there. He might bore everyone to death.
He's the kind of guy who'd spend a fucking hour picking a waistcoat. He'd get to till with it, and he'd say, "Oh no, actually," and he'd go back after he's fucking queued. No, he's not decisive, is he? He doesn't achieve anything. Just fucking.
He's just boring. It's just boring.
Mr. Caution.
Such
the talent we've got,
depth of fuck, like you said, talent is just unreal. It's arguably the best fucking squad we've ever had, and we're playing fucking boring shit football. The likes of Jordan Henderson are playing. Even Calvin Phillips, who can't even get a fucking subs appearance for fucking Man City, is playing. You know, obviously not recently, but he's still making the team.
And I will never forgive him for that way he went defensive when we went 1-up against Italy in that game. The way he just completely tried to shut up shop for 80 minutes or whatever it was. It was fucking stupid. It were naive. It were inept.
Just shit.
He just does whatever the FA want him to do. He's all like squeaky clean, and he's doesn't have any skeletons in his closet. And
Roland's got a good point.
Is a yes
choice
man.
of waistcoat. Choice of waistcoat is a major decision and not to be taken lightly. 100%.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. But they won't sack him, will they? Because he does everything they want. He don't cause any fuss.
Jay's decisions are between wife beaters, black or white today.
It's a jumper.
No, not that. I'm on about... Oh, their arms. Sorry.
Fuck me, man.
Are they glued on?
Just
coming from a man who's had his fucking head drawn on, I'm not taking it.
We have had a few comments, Smarty, that we haven't managed to get to. Can I just click through those quickly?
Smarty hates the fans.
There's a very, very important one here, and we demand a cranium, which is quite important. Can you take your hat off again for me, Smarty, please?
Has anyone got the camera? Has anyone got a digital caliper? We've got a caliper.
I can honestly say, hand on
Come
heart,
closer to the camera, please.
hand on heart, that my cranium is possibly bigger on the outside, whereas Stats is more than certainly bigger, and the content is bigger.
Oh, it's not Jay, sorry, Stats. Sorry,
Stats.
Not me.
State's got a dwarf eared.
Yeah, exactly.
Stats closer. Not your chin, mate.
So fucking reaching is that be eating cow pie like fucking Desperate Dan or whatever he's called.
Desperate Dan. We've also got a good question here from John. Would we? There's rumours, obviously, Rodon is up for sale, and that we might be looking at him earlier than the end of the season, so potentially January to get a deal done. But would we be interested in a swap, the direct swap? I'm sure they would have to get a few quid as well, wouldn't we?
Yeah, swap plus cash.
So, wouldn't you? But yeah, I'd take that purely because we have options on the wings. We don't really at centre back.
I mean, we're having.
He's brought a lot of stability, hasn't he?
So.
He has. He's fantastic, but the fact alone that we don't really have anyone to step in if we didn't buy him, you know. Whereas Nonto, we could arguably continue without and not miss the way he's played so far.
I mean, if Gilly were here, then obviously it would be a case for Cooper to start.
Of course, it would.
He doesn't have a bloody clue.
But he's not, so we can talk sense.
Way out there with that opinion. Go on.
Couple more. Forgot to mention this. Have you seen Barnsley being kicked out of the FA Cup?
Yeah,
I did see that. Yeah,
played an eligible player against Horsham, and in this day and age, with all the administration that goes on, it's kind of unforgivable.
It's pretty fucking stupid, isn't it?
And it probably cost
an administrative error. Apparently.
Yeah, it probably cost quite a bit of money.
Someone probably got fired.
They'd have probably beaten Sutton. No disrespect to Sutton, but they are languishing at the bottom of the league too. And
we
could have had a
them.
money spinning FA Cup third round tie. Instead, it's Horsham that go through, and yeah, not great that.
No. No.
Someone definitely got fired for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. One more. Smarty's forehead plus Stats' chin plus Jade's colouring equals Hellboy.
I'm definitely. I'm gonna.
You are looking a little bit purple.
I'm definitely going to get a new light at some point. I'm getting.
It brings out the grey in your beard, though. To be fair,
have you had your circulation
at least
checked?
I can grow a long.
Are you eating your greens? Are you healthy?
at least I can grow a long proper one.
You can't. Mine's down here, pal.
I'm getting some elf. Last week I got called Peter Sutcliffe and who else did I get called?
Lovely.
The Yorkshire Ripper. Get some right fucking shit. At least I can see where my fucking forehead starts and my frigging hairline begins. Cheeky bastards. Unlike some.
Don't let him talk to you like that, Stats.
Hey.
Oh, good man.
You just want to be careful if you see him carrying an hammer, Stats.
Died there. Right, chaps.
I think that's
enough for you.
That's no more
I think
points.
I've had enough.
Yeah, I've
enough
had
of the
enough.
slander.
We're just talking absolute bollocks.
Yeah, we are. Thank you, everyone, for joining and interacting in the comments, as always. If you haven't done, please subscribe to our channel. It'll help us grow in the right direction. It's not great. It's a drool stain, apparently.
Yeah, it's acidic drool.
We will be back possibly Saturday morning. I'm not sure we'll be on the Berardi and Coke. It's probably Jay, but he'll probably let us down for a change. Anyway, we don't see you for a week. We'll see you
Jay
for a week.
covers every fucker.
Bye.